Welcome to another Omni Rewatch Podcast, the only podcast that's all about Ben 10. My name is Ramen, that's ShadeX, that's the Burge, and that's Kaianimations. I did it again, Kai, I'm sorry.
It's fine.
At this point, it's just a running. That's just a running gag on this.
Yeah, it's a running gag.
Okay. Today's episode we watched was episode. What episode was it? The episode number?
Okay, we're on. It's episode. This is episode 19 of the main series and episode 6 of season 2.
Okay, we watched up the episode 6, Galactic Enforcers, but before we get into that, if you have not watched the previous podcast episode where we break down the, by the time we, talk about this episode, that one would already be out, where we go over the Ben 10 Race Against Time movie. I hope you guys do like that, and if you want us to do more where we go over more Ben 10 movies, don't forget to comment. Comments do help. Hope you guys are enjoying this podcast. And with that, Burke, would you like to break down this episode?
Gladly. All right, so season 2, episode 6, the Galactic Enforcers. When Sixtus and his new partner, Volcanus, arrive in Pittsburgh and search for raw materials and to build a devastating bomb, Ben joins a group of superhero aliens known as the Galactic Enforcers to stop them. However, all is not well with the new group. A small gift of Ben's chocolate weakens the group leader, Ultimos, which causes second Synaptic to take the lead in order to try to show up Ben up. However, the Enforcer's tactics involving commanding presence backfires on them, and they only gain the group member Tiny hurt in the process. However, after Ben goes to Synaptic to rescue Tiny from a landslide, Ben and the Enforcers put aside their differences to arrest the bounty hunters.
First impressions before we discuss the many things that we want to discuss. Let's go with Shade. What do you think about this episode, first off?
I like the whole superhero concept.
Yeah. I do like how it opens with the little Astro Boy manga-inspired opening. Animators really killed it on that one. I wish the whole episode was animated like that. That would have been kind of cool.
It would have been like a great reference to Astro, like a good just Astro Boy reference to Tezuka and whatnot. That would have been great. Right? Like Tezuka, Ichinomori, that kind of stuff. That would have been great.
Yeah.
But we got this episode instead.
Yeah. First impressions, Berg. I think we all have the same feeling about this episode, but what's your first impression, Berg?
Honestly, this episode was just okay. I mean, I enjoyed it. I did laugh at times. Mm-hmm. But compared to last week, the past couple weeks, where you had when 10, which we thought was okay, but then we had Grudge Map, which was the episode before this. That was one of the best, and we did have fun with that. Race Against Time movie, that was kind of enjoyable. This just kind of feels like a bit of a downgrade. Just I mean, I didn't hate it. Like I said, I enjoyed myself. And there was a sexy forearm. I know Kai hates what I just call them forearm. I just call I know it's actually a species, but I'm just I just call them other alien names. So I'm just
spit.
I can't help it. Okay, there was a sexy forearms muscle woman there, which by the way she may or might not be problematic depending on who you ask. But aside from that, it's just kind of okay. It's we'll give our ratings in later bit, but I would just it's okay. The only reason I remember this episode is because the alien superhero just gets poisoned by chocolate. That's the only reason I remember this episode.
I might be tripping.
Ever.
I might be tripping, but I could have sworn in my head they went evil. But that I guess my mind went to that because I don't like them. I'm sorry. They're just
you were just expecting them you're expecting a twist. He's 6'6" and his you fool. We're keeping the whatever the fuck the explosive thing from these people. Thank you, Ben. You're helping us, you fool. But you see that we are the ones using it for the Galactic Empire.
Yeah, I was expecting the twist when they locked Gwen and Grandpa Max in a force field. I was kind of like, oh wait, they're gonna be evil, and I'm like, no, I guess I fucking misremember that episode. Misremember this episode. Really bad. What about you, Kai? What's your first talks before we get into it?
Mid. The peak of mid. The lowest. This might be the lowest rated episode. Not gonna lie.
Yeah, I'm all for like a superhero theme like episodes and TV shows, and the opening to this episode started out really good, and like it's Ben having this fantasy, but I'm sorry, Ultraman, they have these guys have like some cool designs and stuff like that. But the Galactic Enforcers suck.
They're useless. They're so fucking useless. At least with the guy being poisoned, I'm just gonna call him fucking I'm just gonna call him Bald Superman because I cannot remember their fucking name.
I'm gonna call this motherfucker Blue Superman. Fuck.
Yeah, that's the thing. There already is a Superman Blue, so you can't really do it.
Discount grade value Martian Manhunter.
Dude, that's correct. That's better. He's just basically you got dollar store Martian Manhunter, you got sexy problematic forearms, and you got weird brain alien, and that's basically it. That's the entire roster.
They're not. I see what they were. The designs like the costumes, they're cool. I like the costumes. But overall, they get damaged or hurt, or like their weaknesses. One of their weaknesses is fucking chocolate. I find very stupid because you would think, because what I would assume is that he got poisoned, so there would be more conflict in the episode with them like almost turning on Ben. That's kind of what I was thinking.
They dropped that almost immediately.
Yeah, I'm like, I'm sorry, you need to go back to the chocolate. He kind of poisoned your leader, and no one's saying anything, and it's just so ignored. I was expecting some.
I like just a reason to nerf them when we already have seen very little of what they're capable of.
Weird.
Exactly, it's like,
yeah, they're better off evil. I'm sorry, they don't do anything. They're better off. There should have been a twist where they become evil because they're not coming back unless for Omni.
You're probably thinking like they're actually working for Bill. Like they were working for Bill. Like they were actually working for Vilgax all along.
They're like so uninteresting that you would think it would be that, because like in the show Teen Titans they do that a lot where it's like, oh, we'll introduce a new hero or something like that. Mm-hmm. But usually they're pretty interesting. Like there's something about them. And whenever in the last time that they did like a hero that it was like one that the whole team admired, they were racist. So I was expecting something of that level.
I wish they did do that because you remember at the beginning of the episode they just call they kind of hinted at they call like Earth the bounty hunter, the guy who looks like, I think his name was Volcanus. Yeah, he said like Earth was a like backwater like cesspool, and I'm like, honestly, would love to see like more of the speciesisms against like Earthlings. Like I think that would have been like an interesting episode where it's like Ben, you are a credit to your people. What do you mean by my people? It's like, well, you see, son, your Earthlings are very What's the best way to like? Personally, you guys are just like bad. You guys are primitive, uneducated, smelly, like
that's
lazy.
I honestly kind of wish they went that route where it was just like it was Ben realizing that they aren't real heroes or something. Well, here's the thing. I don't usually like criticizing an episode by wishing it was something different entirely. That's kind of just not something I usually want to do. But when they're introduced, there's already that little nugget, but also there's the nugget of the rules, like where they want to take action, but they got so many rules in the way. I kind of wish they just stuck to that sort of route. Where remember when Alien X was introduced, and like Ben was just trying so hard to convince them to like use Alien X's powers to help them out of the situation. I just wish it was something on that level, where instead of it's just like they keep trying to do shit, but
There was so
they're hung
there
up
was
on rules.
there was so many openings for like a weird twist. There was like the weird chocolate conflict, the fact that they have to follow certain rules. There's like so many things that they could have used for conflict and like for like them to get mad for Ben about, and like it just it pissed me off. Like I can understand the angle they were going for, like a superhero homage, but like why not just make a better? Because 6-6 and Volcanus didn't really. They're not
Do
really
anything.
that present in this episode. Besides taking one item, like these fucking Galactic Enforcers were the main key, and they're. I cause unless I went to some alternate reality where I watched this episode and they were evil, I'm completely just I don't like them. I don't like them. Here's the thing. I don't like them for the fact that they're like if they were evil that would have made them interesting, but now that they're good, it makes them kind of bland. I'm going to be real cuz they kind of suck, bro. Ben and
It really
Gwen,
does.
sorry, you go.
No, you're okay. No, sorry. You were about to say Ben and Gwen, so I'll keep finish up. You're done.
I was gonna say Grandpa Max and Gwen did more in this episode than any Galactic Enforcer did.
Honestly, I feel like that would have been a great conflict there as well, because it's like we're talking about like racism and racism and species, like speciesism allegory there. Like again, because I mentioned this episode, I'm like, wait, this is a plumber, like because they sideline Max and Gwen because they think like they're kind of useless. I'm like, again, there's like they just think because they think humans are fucking vulnerable, they think they can't do anything right. So it's like that would have been a perfect thing there, but it's like, nah, fuck it. They like, nah, they kind of drop. And again, Max is a plumber, so it's like he knows more, and it's like, yeah, that's. And they're like, oh, how cute. The human thinks he knows us. Oh, it's like there's just, yeah, no. I feel like this episode would have worked better if it was like an allegory for racism than just fucking whatever the fuck it was. Now, shit, I'm gonna discuss this episode. Here's the thing. This is the part of me. This is something about me. I usually don't think about stuff very. If I think I enjoy something, I don't usually think about it. But when I actually start thinking about plot holes and how it should have been, it just kind of pisses me off even more, and I start to hate it more.
Yeah, same. Was it leading to racism? Was there was any hint of them being racist? Because there was. I hate it. I would have made them. That would have made them at least more interesting. They hate other species. Oh my god!
Like, that's what it was leading up to. It's like I felt like that was what it was leading up to. But it's like, now we just
advocating. I can't believe I'm advocating for them to be racist, so that way I can have confidence.
Exactly.
Oh my god!
Oh my god! Okay, actually, the funny, my rating actually might be lower next thing. Now I'm talking about this. I'll say it for the ending, but just know my rating might be lower than I originally had expected now.
Shay, we gotta hear your thoughts, bro. What do you think the Galactic Boners? I mean, sorry, the Galactic Enforcers.
Yeah, I didn't I know where they were going with the whole we gotta follow these rules, but they should have to make it better. They should have done that, not followed the rules maybe quicker in the episode. Maybe you think that would have made it better?
Yeah, dude. I honestly think they should have fucking at least had some conflict with Ben, dude. There was it almost felt like there was so much because Ben was not doing well. He wasn't following the rules. He wasn't doing anything. And you're telling me they're gonna completely ignore the fact that Ben almost poisoned their leader. That is so washed over immediately. That's unforgivable. Even if it was an accident, it's still kind of
The guy recovers very fast from that. Like next thing he's better. I'm like, bro, how do you guys have alien fucking medical technology that just cures you? Like, how the fuck did you get? How are you back at full strength already?
I want to note this on the podcast that is the leader the one voiced by Tom Kane?
Yeah, the one voiced by Tom Kane. For those who don't Tom Kane guy voice.
Tom Kane's a very good voice actor. I actually met him at a con and talked to him for a few minutes.
Definitely.
Really
for those who don't know who Tom Kane is, he's a very good voice actor. He's done Rusty Utonium from Powerpuff Girls. He's done He's done Yoda and the narrator from the Clone Wars TV show. He was also Magneto from Wolverine the X-Men. Like he's like very prolific voice actor. He's like you can definitely like his voice was immediately recognizable here, but he's definitely I feel like he was wasted. I feel like he was fucking wasted in this role.
And that's
I heard he retired from voice acting.
Oh man.
He had a really bad stroke. He's still around, but he can't.
Man, I would love to talk to Tom Kane one day. Hey, yo,
he decided to retire.
Baby,
Okay, right.
Tom Kane, you're the GOAT. And again, we're not dissing the voice actors behind like the Galactic Enforcers. They serve their part well, but like they're not. The script wasn't interesting enough. I think they're the of all the episodes and villains we've like kind of like ranked and like stuff like that. At least some of the villains, like the weird fucking roach bug guy and like the
Oh yeah, what was his name? What was his name? Was it Kevin?
It was a shitty corny name like Cletus or some shit, man.
The guy like when they were like the guys like did all those bugs like
dude.
Yeah, no, exactly.
I think we called him Bug Man.
What's his name?
Clancy.
I saw it was some corny name like that was like hillbilly.
No, that's his actual name. His name is Clancy.
Okay, you're right. It was you're right. It's Clancy. I'm like, God damn,
Clancy Jones.
We've had
their last name, but that sounds like it'd be his last name.
There's villains in there's villains in Ben 10 episodes. There's like villains like Clancy, and there's like the cult dudes that were trying to like take over the planet. See, those have they have a motivation, and some of it's but the Galactic Enforcers, I'm like, yo, man, they have to be evil. There should have maybe there's a rough draft where they're fucking evil or some shit.
I think maybe I don't know what goes on. Like I don't know. Like this episode's almost like 20 years old, so I don't know what went on behind the scenes. So maybe like maybe like a theory is that maybe they were supposed to be evil. And like Cartoon Network at the last minute probably like, well, they couldn't do that shit. I don't know what the fuck was going on here.
Wait, hold up. Be real. They had an extra suit in their fucking Swords unit. You can't tell me they didn't kill their own partner. You can't tell me they didn't kill their own teammate by accident or some shit.
They bro, it's like, we just keep that in there because well, it's just for spare, just in case.
Bull fuck, and it fits. It somewhat fits on Ben. They killed somebody. That is just so. I'm like, because they have their own suits that fit them. They're not abducting anybody. They're not indoctrinating anybody into their brigade. They're a group of 3. I really think they had another member. I'm really thinking they had another member, and something happened to that person. Something very nefarious.
Oh boy, Ramen's putting on his tinfoil hat again.
He is convinced.
Come on, man. Come on, guys. You gotta at least be with me. It's just very weird they have another suit.
Did the Galactic Enforcers kill their best?
My only argument towards that is that they probably still get sweaty in their suits, so they probably just have multiples for the sake of that. Like I have multiple like of the same shirts, so it doesn't seem too uncommon to me.
Come on, man. I mean, I guess I can somewhat buy into that, but let's put our tinfoil hats back on.
No, I'll keep mine off. Thank you very much.
Okay.
Yeah, I'd rather just keep things.
Let's address the elephant.
Try to keep mine on.
And we're not talking. And we're talking about the forearms woman. She's not an elephant. She's a very attractive forearms lady. But like, again, it's established that Ben's is a Tetra man, right? Like he's a 10-year-old Tetra man. He's a 10-year-old Tetra man, and that's a full-grown Tetra man. And they were doing a little bit of she was kind
flirting. She was flirting with him, and I'm like, like even Ben was kind of disgusted by that. She winks, I'm like, oh, it's like, so what's a big hunk of man doing here? I'm like, ma'am, I am 10 years old.
She was begging for that. Remember, she was like, are you gonna turn to that Tetra man? I'm like, okay, lady,
I'm
you
like-
do realize he is still 10. Whether in a court of law, he's still 10. You can't keep doing that. It's just so weird. Oh man.
I don't think they meant anything by. I don't think anyone like
I
it's like she's like
know,
feeling but no, but I think now because it's more established. Like it's like the species, depending on your species, it's the exact age they are compared to a human child or human. But it's like, but I guess like now, I bet this was like kind of cute back in the day, but now it's like, and probably a little bit like kind of just like doesn't work out fine today.
Yeah. I mean, an Omniverse, I guess, because wasn't Kevin married to like one of those forearm ladies or something like that?
Yep.
Yeah. I'm sorry, but
Yeah. Technically, Ben's married to her.
Ben is blind. I think she's very attractive. What the fuck is Ben on him, bro? Like,
She's also crazy, so.
I guess she's
I mean,
crazy. But, like, I wouldn't say.
Luna Redwind is a crazy ass person. I'm just saying, I would not want to either.
I mean, to each their own.
She kidnapped all of his exes.
Berg is
Berg.
like, I don't care if she fucking blows up the planet. I'm going for it.
I can fix her mentality. And
I mean,
no, the
I mean,
fuck you cannot.
I
can't fix her, Berg. You can't.
Berg will give us
No.
Berg will give us up in a heartbeat for some Luma Redwood.
I mean, if it was just if it was like the female forum species just coming to conquer us, I'd be like, all right, I'll be your biggest collaborator. I'm selling all my species.
I'll give you all the
So just like
this motherfucker.
So just like how our friend Kang would give us all up for a black villain.
Yeah, you fucking do the Kang method. He's like, okay, so I'm gonna give you all our secrets. First off, our president, you could kill him. That one right there, the one with the curly hair, he's got nice hair. I think you can maybe turn it into like maybe a monument. You could probably like maybe display it in one of your trophy rooms.
I mean, yeah, weird stuff. Oh my god.
Hey.
Oh man.
Hey man.
But so that's the next topic. So, who do you think is the MVP of this episode? Because I think it's only like 3 aliens that appear in this time.
Oh yeah,
no.
No. Cannonbolt is for me. Cannonbolt's my MVP of this.
Yeah, Cannonbolt.
Mine will be Ultra Ben. Thank you very much.
Ultraman's not in this fucking episode. Oh, Ultra Ben.
What do you mean? Ultra Ben was right there.
All right, you count.
Ultra Ben.
I guess we're counting Ultra Ben. You know what? I'm gonna throw one. I'm gonna throw a little bit of random in there. A little bit of random thing. Gwen and Grandpa Max are also MVPs because they were more useful than the Galactic Enforcers.
Honestly, again, I kind of have to agree. Again,
like how they're like a corny superhero group where they announce themselves.
Why though?
It's like, we are the Galactic Enforcers. Man, shut the fuck up already. They can hear us.
What the fuck are you giving away the position? We're the Galactic Enforcers. I'm like, oh great. Anything else you want to say? Fucking Power Rangers of the fucking universe.
I'm like, why don't you just give her our home address while you're at it, huh?
Why don't you give away our government names while you're at it? Fucking who the fuck does that, bro?
Oh god, I think for them it's like I think it's for them like again they're telling law enforcement say hey, like this please get your hands up now. It's like it's kind of like that.
But even even the plumbers wouldn't even fucking do that. They know the stakes that are involved. They will scope out the place and watch.
What do you mean? The plumbers also do that.
Yeah, but they wouldn't. Do they? I guess they would.
First episode of Alien Force.
Okay, yeah. Maybe I just don't like the way the Galactic Enforcers do it. You okay, Kai?
Yeah, I don't like how either of them do it. I'm just like, you already know they're doing something very illegal, so why are you giving them a chance to run away faster?
At least
I think again for a lot of law enforcement, it's kind of like it's more of a chance for them to surrender. It's like. Again, it's because it's like like in lots because they just kept like starting shooting. There's a whole lot of it's a whole can of worms. They just like start shooting right away.
Although Kai, I do like the suit. I might commission you to draw me in one. That's the only thing I like are the suits.
I think the U is really fat, but other than that, I like it.
I like it. I mean the cape. I'm like iffy on the cape, but overall the suit's good.
Capes are awesome.
No capes.
I mean,
Capes are awesome.
I
I'm so sick of the propaganda that Edna mode started. Capes are cool.
I'm sorry. Fine, the cape is awesome. I'm not spitting Edna Mode propaganda in this podcast.
I know, dude, that's so true. But no, I'm always been of the opinion that capes are cool. Edna is just very silly.
Yeah, man.
No, Edna just has PTSD because you remember she made all those suits and like 90% of the people who had them just fucking died.
Oh,
She's like,
I don't think it was confirmed that she, in fact, made those suits, since there are different tailors out there. I know that's a common fan theory that people say that like she made that suit.
No, because didn't half those suits have capes on them?
Yeah, they had capes.
Yeah,
Like she made.
I think she had capes is because she was using examples of why you shouldn't have capes.
Right. So
okay, all right, but fair. I think it's just. I also think it's just bad for business. It's like, if my clients fucking die, I can't get my fucking money. Okay.
Especially since one of those superheroes was a teenager.
Yeah.
Like,
not
dying. I gotta get the plus suits. Well, they got parents. They have the teenage superhero. For some reason, darling, he thinks it's like, oh, they're fucking idiots, you know.
What we're implying before we end this episode is I think the Ultraman should go fly into a fucking airplane.
What are you like? Oh, we have this plot. Like I see you. Oh, you humans have finally got spaceships. Spaceships, the fucking air turbine.
They all have pretty stupid weaknesses, and I honestly they didn't even explore them further enough. I don't know these fucking people. I'm not inviting them to Thanksgiving.
I hate them.
I hate them. And you know what? We're gonna fucking rank this episode, man. I'm sorry, but we went from the Grudge match to the Ben 10 movie, which was actually not that bad, and then we went to this mid episode. I'm sorry.
Yeah, this episode's not mid anymore. Okay, let's start ranking because who's gonna rank first? Because I'm gonna have my shit to say about this thing.
I'm ranking this like a number like 4. The execution is just like I want there should have been more conflict with Ben and the Galactic Enforcers. They set up so many things that could have made for like a great storyline, and they do nothing with them. 6-6 and Volcanus fucking they might as well be non-existent because they don't fucking do anything. Everything else, this episode just straight up falls flat. I'm done. It's a 4, and it's the lowest I'm gonna give it. Shade. Yo, Shade, what up? Rating? Shade? We're rating this episode? Yeah, we're rating this episode. What do you rate it?
6 out of 10, maybe.
Oh, damn.
You're actually generous.
Really
a little generous,
maybe
my man,
actually 5. I was thinking 5.
Okay,
yeah.
5 is good because I gave it a 4. That's not bad. Berg, go off.
3. I give it a 3.
Ooh, damn.
So here's the thing. I was like Shades. I was actually originally going to give this episode a 5 or 6 because I was like, it's not bad. But the more I think about this episode, and the more I talk about it, the more I just generally fucking hate it. This was just really missed opportunity on so many.
It would have been a good concept, but just the I forgot their name. That's how dull they were.
Galactic.
Dude, the only thing, here's the thing.
Yeah,
here's the thing. The only thing I remember from this episode was that the Martian Manhunter bootleg got fucking poisoned by chocolate. That is the only, that's the only thing I remember from this episode when I was younger. Now I'm starting to, when I'm rewatching this episode, I realize, I have forgotten it for so long. I'm sorry, there's just so many things, like some missed opportunities. There were so many things set up. This actually could have been a great episode. Well, I wouldn't say great, but still, it's pretty good. But the more I just think about this, I'm like, I hate this episode.
I hated this so much. Watching it, And it's funny because I went into it thinking, yo, guys, I know this episode, they become evil. My brain, like, literally shut down because I'm like, okay, well, I think I had a false memory in my head of them being evil because I watched this when I was a kid. And I'm
You
like,
literally made a more interesting episode.
and you know what I'm thinking? I'm like, I think my false memory was better than watching this episode.
Because sometimes kids do this, like because we like when you sometimes when you watch a show, it's boring. Sometimes you're gonna think you just think of an alternate ending of it, and I think that's what happened there. And I feel like again, this was a would have been interesting if it was more like it's it could be evil. Like they could have just been like we mentioned before, they could have just been like totally fucked. They could have been bigots. They could have been like, and they realized at the end of the episode, it's like you know what. You Earthquakers are not so bad after all. It's like Earthquakers is like, well, would you prefer us calling you mud monkeys? It's like,
What about that nigga over there? Jesus.
It's like but no, it's like because they kind of set it up. Like again, they like you had Bitcoin this like call us Eric says, oh, you had just like that, like you had the enforcers just sidelining Gwen and because they thought they couldn't be useful to fight. They thought like Ben was useful because he has Omnitrix. Like there's just so many things.
Fuck humans for real.
Yeah, man,
It's just like
they were sidelining.
The only reason they respected Ben slightly was literally just because he had the Omnitrix.
no, definitely
Oh my
the fact that
God, I forgot. They never mentioned the. Did they even like comment on it or anything?
Yeah, that they were like, oh, so the Omnitrix is in the hands of fucking human.
All right, they did.
like which again fucking corrected him in great like there's just I'm sorry this episode should have been an allegory for racism. I'm sorry it just should have been like it just should have been or
it being an allegory for either classism or racism.
yeah exactly you have that bigotry aspect to it
or just a version of where like Ben's teaching them that they have to break protocol sometimes because people are in danger.
Well, that's true because that's another thing. Because that's the thing about law enforcement. Like sometimes law enforcement has because there's a reason why there's so many standards with law enforcement. They have so many rules, but sometimes you gotta say, "Fuck it, man."
It's also just the reason that a lot of people don't even bother contacting law enforcement because they know that it'll take way too long before any justice is really served.
Even
definitely. So it's like
even a better like plot. They should have if they wanted to go with this. They should have been like, they should have saw Ben. They should have like at least just some with like, there's conflict with Ben, and that the fact that they don't like the fact that Ben wields the most powerful device in the galaxy, and they try to take it because they don't like the way Ben's using it the wrong way, and that would have been like good conflict. That would have because most villains that Ben encounters, some of them, not all of them, they want the Omnitrix. So it would have been like they would want it for. The blue guy especially would have wanted for himself, you know, because he doesn't like the way Ben's using it and he thinks he will use it better. That would have been kind of good too. There's so many things they could have done. So many things. But,
that's why I'm a big fan.
Yeah.
What's your rating on this? I can expect it, but you go for it.
Oh, is it my turn with the rating?
Yeah.
Yeah, you go for it.
This is a fucking 1, man. I don't even know what to tell you.
Well, imagine
it's shady.
Imagine you just do a twist and be like, "I give it a 10." I think you guys are.
No, I knew she was gonna do one. It was either 1 or 2. I knew it was gonna be one of those ones. It was.
It's 1. And the 1 point, I would have given it a 0, but the 1 point is literally for the opening scene and nothing else, because that actually took effort.
That's
the opening scene and the extension on the transformation scene for Accelerate to include his costume, which is a really nice detail. They really didn't have to do that. Mm-hmm. Other than that, yeah, nothing else. This episode is nothing. It's worth nothing to me.
Oh, damn, Kai. I think half of our scores go to that opening. That opening.
I mean, the manga scene was very creative. Like, I actually was expecting something like that, actually. Like, just... So I was expecting. But nah, it's just like... It's just kind of... I guess, like, oh, it's a superhero theme episode. Cool. Like, well, what are you going to do with it? Nothing!
Yeah, it was just a very meh episode. Not my favorite. Personally, I feel like I would skip this on every rewatch. I think I might, actually, because, like, I barely remember this episode. So either I skip it on every rewatch, or I just don't watch it.
And with that being said, yeah, this episode not that good. If you guys are planning on doing a rewatch and while you're watching this with us, I do advise you to just skip this episode. I think it's like the first time we've told people to actually skip an episode, and we've gone from episode to episode, but now I generally think this one's the kind of the one that doesn't have any payoff. Like,
and we dealt with the fucking Clancy, whatever the fuck that Bookman's name was, and the fucking Tick episode, which was disgusting.
Yeah,
that's how you know this episode is bad when we actually give them higher praise than this thing.
Yeah, and here's the thing: like, if while we're being a little hard on some, you have to understand for people watching that we do have to. When you're a kid and you're watching this show, yeah, some of the episodes it's gonna be a lot better when you're a kid. And if you're an adult and you have like you're going in with certain expectations, or you're going in like going into some of these episodes thinking they're gonna be good, well, unfortunately, the original Ben 10, while I think it is a good show, there are some hit and miss episodes, and I will give it full praise. I love Ben 10 in all its glory, but there are just some episodes are just hit and miss. Some episodes are bad, and this one I honestly think you could skip it. There's no continuity. There's nothing you can really do with this one. Honestly, it's like most side villains. This one, they don't even come back at all. Like.
And this is one of the very few times I actually like the side character, because you know me, like previous episodes, I'm like, oh man, I wish this side character would make a more appearance, or this villain here. I'm like, nah, fuck him. The Galactic Enforcers, now you guys can go. Fuck you. We don't need you guys anymore. Like you guys can just fuck off.
Yep.
And episode sucks.
Fucking blows. It wants me to. I Cannonbolt's. Kai, I remember you were just saying I like seeing Cannonbolt's teeth. That honestly made that was really funny. I'm sorry, I gotta go back to that.
Wait, I do like seeing his teeth.
I know, but that was actually really funny when we were watching. I'm like, oh.
It's just me looking for actual entertainment value in this nothing burger of an episode.
I think we were.
We saw Cannonbolt's teeth.
Yeah.
You know what? I'd rather watch the best episode of Steven Universe than this.
Yeah. Guys, we might at some point for another bonus. We might do one where we rate some of the villains so far from the villains that we watched so far from the previous rewatch. So they won't be the villains. We will only rank the ones that we've known from up until the episode. So we're gonna do a few more episodes. And then we're going to put together the list of villains that we know from these rewatches. And then we're going to rank them. And I know these villains are going... They're not villains, but I'm sorry. It's almost criminal that they're not, and I'm putting them on the list. With that...
We're gonna give them like a severe F tier on that one.
Yeah. With that, this has been another Omni Rewatch Podcast. My name is Ramen. That's ShadeX. That's Professor Berg. And that's... Kaianimations. You have a good night, Omni Heads.
Wild Mutt does not look good. He looks really cheap.
Yeah. Well, they blew budget with Wild Mutt. They blew budget a lot, bro. I can kind of tell. You think that RV probably costs a shit